Welcome back to another installment of Disney Ride Lore. Today we'll take a look behind the scenes to see what secrets we can uncover with Living with the Land. In my opinion, the most underrated ride in Epcot, and maybe all of Disney World. I'm not quite sure what it is about this 15-minute boat ride through a greenhouse, but I'll ride this attraction back to back like it's Haunted Mansion or Pirates. So hopefully you'll hang out with me as we take a look at the original main attraction in the Land Pavilion. But before we get started, I just want to let you know that I have a Patreon with a link in the description. So if you enjoy my channel and want to see more videos, consider joining. But without further ado, let's take a look at Living with the Land. Before Living with the Land, and even before Listen to the Land, the original concept for this ride was supposed to be called the Blueprints of Nature. Guests would travel underground to a carousel theater, similar to the Carousel of Progress. It's there riders would meet a character called the Landkeeper. He would then take you on a hot air balloon ride through the Four Seasons. An idea still kept alive from the hot air balloons hanging from the ceiling of the Sunshine Seasons, which is a quick service restaurant next to Living with the Land. The Landkeeper would take you through simulated biomes in a greenhouse pretty similar to what we have today. The plans were a little too cost heavy for the already over budget park. Once Kraft took over as the sponsor, they decided to change the ride to a boat ride. The Landkeeper idea became repurposed and reimagined as the Dreamfinder for the original Journey into Imagination. The new attraction would be called Listen to the Land. Disney would keep the biome idea for the beginning of the attraction and made them into regular dark ride scenes, while keeping the greenhouse for educational purposes. And opening with Epcot on October 1st, 1982, Listen to the Land would open to the public. Before we could live with the land, we first had to listen. And from 1982 to 1993, Listen to the Land was the first version of this ride. It remained mostly the same, with only a few differences. The opening scene, called Symphony of the Seeds, had large fiber optic plants and crops instead of the intro storm scene that we have today. But probably what the ride is known for the most is the theme song by the same name. Listen to the Land is a folksy acoustic song with a catchy chorus, written by Robert Maline. It still remains popular for OG Epcot fans, and while it personally isn't my favorite song in Epcot, I can see the appeal. Once Nestle took over for Kraft as its sponsor, they decided to make changes that we currently have today. Living with the Land would open on December 10th, 1993. The ride's premise was to teach the importance of agriculture and show the new innovations and evolutions of farming, such as hydroponic systems to grow plants without soil. And in many cases, hanging them upside down for larger fruits and veggies, and the ability to grow more in one area without the confines of being buried underground. Another innovation is pest control. Living with the Land uses a specific type of wasp to fight off leaf miner bugs without the use of pesticides. So once you enter the greenhouse portion, you're instructed not to place your hands outside the boat for your own safety from the wasps. You will also see plants growing on top of fish tanks. This method is called aquaculture. This is where the fish fertilize the plants above, while the plants provide nutrients for the fish below. It's an interesting and very self-sufficient system, just try not to think about fish poo too much. Living with the Land would make another change to this ride. Since its opening, every boat had a tour guide similar to the Jungle Cruise skippers, and on August 20th of 2006, they would be swapped out for a narration that would be played overhead in an effort to cut costs, seemingly a theme for current-day Disney. Have you ever noticed the number on the mailbox in the House on the Prairie scene was 82? That number is not picked by accident. The number was given as the address to the house to stand for 1982, the year the park and this ride opened. The biolab in the greenhouse is not just for show. Several USDA scientists work in this area to do research on crop improvements. This lab also produces a product called Mickey's Green Gardens. It's not a seed, but rather a living cell that you could put in a tube of water to grow whatever plant you purchased. And finally, we'll head back to the farmhouse scene for two more fun facts. The dog on the porch might look a little familiar. That's because it's the same mold used for the dog in the Carousel of Progress. And also in 2021, a secret bedroom was found on the side of the house. but it's only visible if you're dining in the rotating restaurant and character meet and greet of the Garden Grill. If you look inside, you can see a made bed, a globe, a tennis racket, and other random items. So if you're ever dining here, make sure to take a look inside to see what you can see through the window. But that'll do it for Living with the Lands ride lore. I hope you enjoyed this video as much as I did making it, and make sure to let me know what attraction you'd like me to cover next. So until next time, drop a like if you enjoyed this, subscribe if I earned it, join the Patreon only if you can, and thank you for watching.